Okay, what's up? Good morning, YouTube. This is Michael coming at you here on Live Rich Cambodia, and sitting over here in the family room, making my YouTube video. Uh, Made a couple shorts this morning, made a long about the dating scene, man. I guess maybe you guys I don't know, man. I got tired of it. They didn't have all that swipe stuff. Well, I guess maybe they did. I don't know. But that internet dating thing, man, that's mostly girls just wanting you to click on their OnlyFans. You know that. So, anyways, this Saturday morning over here in Cambodia, daughters at school. I'm sitting over here. I got ice on my foot, on my heel. Something that I didn't really know about. Now I know. Okay. Now I know about it, and I'm letting you guys know about it if you come over here in Cambodia and live. Okay. Most people that live over here spend a vast majority of their life walking around with no shoes on, barefoot. Okay. From the time they're children till they're, I don't know, probably dead. They can walk around on the cement. Even the monks, sometimes they walk around on the streets, man. Blessed people and whatever, and they walk with an umbrella, but they're walking with no shoes on, barefoot. Okay, so when you go in somebody's house over here in Cambodia, you need to take your shoes off. Okay, you need to walk around with no shoes on, and most people over here wear flip-flops. Okay, I don't wear flip-flops. I don't own any flip-flops. For me, flip-flops are girl shoes, and I don't wear girl shoes. Okay, that's just my own opinion. I'm just letting you guys know it's a girl shoe for me. Plus, I don't like how they feel. I don't like that something between my toe thing. I don't like flip-flops. Anyways, some people have flip-flops that they have never worn outside. Okay, or house slippers that they wear in their house. Okay, but in my house, normally we just walk around barefoot. Okay, I walk around outside, in my little yard, if you want to call it that, carport. I walk around barefoot. I did most of the time, and because I'm a foreigner, because in the USA, the only time I really walked around barefoot was in my house because I had carpeting, right? Everybody has wall-to-wall carpeting. Here, I have not seen one house that has had carpeting, okay? They don't have it because it stays so humid over here and so wet, and it rains a lot and whatever. The carpet would just get moist. It would probably get molded because of the humidity. Plus, like I said, we have our entire house is nothing but tile flooring. Okay, it's a nice tile. It's easy to keep clean, even outside, where we have our patio or whatever you want to call it, downstairs and upstairs too. We have tile flooring. I don't have any lawn, which is nice. I don't have to mow a lawn. That's cool, man. You just hose it off, and we have a tile downstairs where we put our motos, and I put my bicycle. That's where our generator sits, and just it's the tile that we have upstairs on the floor is like a smooth white tile with a different like gray like pattern on it. But anyways, the one downstairs that we have outside is a little bit different. It's got like a rougher pattern to where this tile upstairs, man, if it gets wet and you're not Cambodian, okay, like me, I have slipped on it many times, okay, so I'm really careful about it when the floor is wet, okay, but here they grow up like that, okay, or a lot of houses over here don't even have tile in it, they just have cement floor, okay, they just either have a cement or some of them even have damn dirt floors, okay, and they still walk around barefoot, okay, so anyways, now that I've been living over here for 4.5 years, I've been walking around barefoot in the house and outside, not on the street or anything, but, just around the house. I just I don't know, walk around barefoot, because my wife does and my daughter does and most people do. But on the bottom of people from like USA, foreigners like myself and probably you guys too, the tissue down there is not built up strong because we don't walk around barefoot. Okay, so I started to get like some pain in my left foot, and it's called plantar fascia. I don't know, plantar something. Okay, and what it is the tissue gets inflamed near the bone in your heel, and it started to hurt me, and it started to really hurt me in the mornings when I got up, man. It was really difficult for me to walk, and I went and played golf on Tuesday. Played 18 holes of golf with my friend, and just walking around on the golf course, even though I was wearing tennis shoes, it was just really starting to hurt me. So Thursday I went to the doctor. Okay, you guys see the doctor that I use on the thumbnail? That is the same surgical clinic doctor's office that I use. I've used them for hip replacement surgery, full hip replacement surgery. Okay, I've also used them for knee surgery. Okay, and I went to them on Thursday. Excuse me, Thursday. I went to them on Thursday. Because my foot was hurting me on the bottom. You know, I'm like everybody else. You know, I Googled it, whatever, and they told me what it was, and it might go away, it might not. So, anyways, I went to I made an appointment, called, went to the doctor, and I'm going to give you guys. I'll show you guys again later, but this is the receipt that I got from the doctor. I have it to show you right here. Okay. I am not really sick that much over here. I take vitamins. I take care of myself. I wash my hands. We keep a really clean house. So I'm seldom sick. Okay. And we don't have, nobody over here really has, I guess some people might have some, I don't know, foreigners might have. You can buy this expat health insurance, but anybody over 60, they won't insure you. Okay. Now, if you have a policy, let's say you get your policy when you're 58 or 59, and then you turn 60, yeah, as long as that policy it doesn't expire, you're good to go. Okay. But if you're over 60, which I didn't come here till I was 62, if you're over 60, they won't even insure you. Okay. Which is fine with me. I don't need any medical insurance. Like I said, I went to a top-notch doctor to get my hip replaced, full hip replacement surgery. They, put in the socket, whatever, the metal, whatever the thing is in my hip. Okay. At the same surgical clinic that's on the thumbnail. Okay. And it was everything. The pre-surgery visits, the x-rays, doctor visits afterwards, checkup. I had a VIP room. Okay, and it said on the door, it said VIP room, so I'm assuming that's what it was. It was a hella nice room inside. Okay, it was big, it was not small. It had a nice full-size refrigerator in it, and it had like a really nice sofa that you could fold out into a bed for my wife to sleep on. Okay. I paid for that out of pocket. Okay. And it was, I think 6,800. I know it was like 7,000 or less. I think it was less than 7,000, but I'll just say 7,000 just for the hell of it. Okay. I had full hip replacement surgery. I was in that hospital for a week, with all the after visits, the physical therapy thing. Like I said, the doctor visits, he x-rayed it a couple times after that to make sure everything was looking good. And that was all included in the price. Okay. And like I said, I don't have any medical insurance over here. I just paid out of pocket. Okay. Now, when the doctor told me, he speaks perfect English. Okay. Speaks English, French, Khmer, that's the Cambodian language. I believe he speaks Thai and Vietnamese. Okay, speaks several languages. Anyways, when he told me I needed a new hip, because I was having hip pains, it's been like maybe 3 years ago. I had a choice. I could have got on an airplane and flew back to the United States and got it done at the VA and had to go through all the hoops and whatever the VA, man. I would have had I would have been over there for at least a month and a half, probably 2 months, dealing with the damn VA, and I just didn't want to deal with it. So I just had it done here. Okay, no problems, no issues, none whatsoever. Okay. And that price included everything. That was, like I said, the anesthesiologist, all the aftercare, the medications, everything. Okay. Now you figure, I don't know what, I opted out of the Medicare, Medicaid, whatever the hospital thing is, for senior citizens. It's called Medicare, right? Medicare. Anyways, at 65, I opted out because I just told them I had to fill out a form in blue ink and send it to them, to the Social Security Department, saying I did not want their service. I didn't need it. They don't take it out. It was like $189 a month, I think, or something back then. I think it was like $160 or $180 a month. I think it's went up since then. But anyways, I opted out of it because I'm living out of the country. I'm not going to use it over here. Okay, so just the money I've saved alone on not paying that, plus that doesn't cover everything, right? You got to get what is it, like a supplemental insurance, and they got Part A and B and C, and I don't know what all they got. Okay, but for people that are paying insurance out of pocket, I've heard some of the stories. Because I'm a veteran, I've never had to buy medical insurance in my life, so I can't really speak on that. But anyways, I'm sure I've saved money, okay, over here by not having any insurance. People say, oh, if I go to Cambodia and I get sick, let me tell you, you saw, I took 2 photos off the internet and I put them together on the thumbnail, okay? Like I said, I've had major hip surgery. I had to have knee surgery. I had like a growth or something in my left knee. They took an x-ray and they put me back in the same VIP room. I think I was in the hospital at that time for 3 or 4 days. I forget now. All the medication, the x-rays, the doctor, and everything. They had to remove some kind of a growth that was growing in my knee that was really causing me some pain. No problems, none whatsoever. Okay, everything was included, and it was a little bit less, I believe, than $2,000. I think it was like $1,800, somewhere around after, but it was less than $2,000. And like I said, the medical care alone, the insurance that you people are paying. I've just heard stories right on YouTube. I have friends of mine that are older that are paying this. That have whatever Medicaid or whatever Medicare, whatever it is, and they have to buy another insurance policy because of the copays. And even if you have regular insurance, man, you got all these damn copays and deductibles and all the rest of that shit. Okay, so anyways, I went to the doctor on Thursday. Okay, that was the Queen's birthday, just to let you guys know. Anyways, I went to the doctor on Thursday. Because of my heel was hurting me. I already kind of knew what it was. I'd already chatted with him on a Telegram because I have his phone number. And he told me it was the same thing that I had read about on the internet, Planus, whatever, something. Anyways, but he wanted to look at it anyways. So I made an appointment, went in, and he kind of looked at my heel and pushed around on it, and he found exactly the spot it is. He said, that's exactly what it is. He said, I want to look at it on an x-ray. I want to make sure everything just correct. So he sent me into they have an x-ray room right there at that same clinic that you saw on the thumbnail. Okay. I went in there, they took an x-ray. Okay. After the x-ray was developed, he called me back in the office again. And he said, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And he told me it's because I'm a foreigner and I'm not used to walking around barefoot. Whatever you call that meat stuff, whatever on the heel, between the heel and the bone, when you walk around barefoot most of your life, it becomes a little bit tougher. Okay. So anyways, he said, didn't need surgery. All I needed was a shot. Okay. And I have to wear these. I have to wear like these house slippers that my wife bought me in the house. Right. I can't. He said, don't go barefoot anymore. Okay. Don't, other than taking a shower. He says, make sure you wear shoes at all times. If you go to somebody's house, just tell them, hey, I got to wear these slippers with me inside your house, man. It's just the way it is. I cannot. He said, don't go barefoot anymore. Okay, it's just going to cause you more problems. So, anyways, he stuck that needle. He said, you need a shot. So I laid down on the bed, and he pulled his little chair up, and he said, this is going to hurt. And he was right, man. He shoved that needle in. I couldn't see it because my head was laying on the pillow. My daughter and wife, because Queen's birthday, my daughter didn't go to school. She went to the doctor with me. Anyways, he shoved that needle in the bottom of my heel. Okay. And it just wasn't a simple like little prick like you get like a flu shot or the COVID shot. He shoved that damn needle all the way up to the bone, man. And I could feel it. And that shit hurt like hell, man. I wanted to scream, but I didn't do anything. I just gritted my teeth, just shook my head. And he said, it's almost, then because he took he took whatever the medicine was, the vaccine, it wasn't really a vaccine, whatever the medicine was. He took it out of the refrigerator, out of the little bottle, and he put it in the needle. So I could feel that cold, whatever medicine it was. It took him a little bit because it's like a thicker medicine, and he shoved it in. Like I said, he had to shove that needle in all the way to the bottom of my damn foot, bottom of my heel. Anyways, that shit hurt like hell. Okay, it hurt the next day. He gave me 3 painkiller medicines. Okay, and I've already taken 2 of them. Okay, and the original heel pain has gone away. Now it's just kind of hurt. He said it's going to hurt for a few days from where he stuck that needle in. He wasn't joking, man. That was no joke. But anyways, long story short, okay, here's the bill that I got. Okay, it's a little bit tough for you guys to read because I'm using my phone, but I'm just going to put on my glasses here for a minute. Okay, his the X-ray right here, the X-ray, okay, was $30. Okay, I think that's pretty reasonable, man. $30 for an X-ray. He wanted to X-ray it, make sure it was cool. Okay, he gave me home medication. It was $1 a pill. It came out to $3. If you guys can see it over here, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Anyways, it was $3. Okay, the doctor's visit. Okay, the medicine that he put in the needle, okay, was $35. Okay, he broke it down right here. It's $35. Okay. Now, the specialist doctor consultation, because it's in Khmer, it's in English too. He puts it in English for me. It's got my name up on the top. You can see right here. Okay, you can see my name right there. Okay, and the doctor's visit for him to look at the X-ray, put the injection in my foot was $30. The total of the bill that I paid for that hospital visit that you guys saw was, if you guys can see, I don't know, maybe you guys can't see. I probably cannot. I can barely see it on the screen of the phone. Anyways, the total bill was $98. Okay, I went to a top-notch clinic. They have cheaper doctors. They do. They have cheaper doctors in Cambodia. I probably could have got it done for $55 or $60, but the clinic that I went to, everybody in that clinic speaks English. Every damn one of them. Even the cleaning lady speaks English, okay? Because like I said, I've stayed in that hospital twice, okay? Once for my hip surgery and once for my knee surgery, okay? Everybody in there, the hospital is top-notch. You saw they have the operating room. They have a X-ray machine. They have the whatever equipment, right? Sonograms, whatever. It's top notch, medical. Okay, but my bill for that was $98. Okay, $98. I don't know what you guys' copay would have been, or your deductibles, or all the rest of that kind of stuff. I don't know what that would have been, man. But I thought $98 was a hell of a deal. Like I said, especially at that nice a hospital. So anyone that tells you don't go to Cambodia because you can't afford it, you get sick, maybe you have something. Like I said, if I needed like heart surgery or something, I would probably fly back to the USA to go get it done. But I don't see that happening. Like I said, medical over here, you can find cheaper doctors. Okay, they have doctors all over the place. I could have found a cheaper doctor, but this clinic over here is nice. It's so clean, and like I said, the whole staff speaks English. Okay, top-notch place. I stayed in the VIP room, man, and it was hella nice. I mean, it was nicer than the Super 8 hotel that I stayed in that nasty ass Portland, man, when I flew back to the States, man, last December. Okay, my VIP room was nicer than there. Okay. Anyways, like I said, that's my medical story. You guys can see on the thumbnail, nice clinic, and he's building a new one. Okay, I saw the picture of it. I didn't put it on because it's just like an artist rendering or whatever you want to call it, the engineering or architecture department, or whatever it is, puts on. But anyways, top notch. Okay, like I said, I've had 2 major surgeries there. Never any problem. I've not had one single problem. I got my foot right now. It's got ice underneath of it. I can already walk better. The pain from the plantar fascia, whatever it is, that's pretty much gone. The only pain I'm feeling right now is from where he shoved that needle all the way up to the bone, man. He said, because that's where the problem is. It's where, I guess, whatever that meat is, I don't know what you call it. It's right at the bone on my heel. That's where the problem is. So that's why it was so hard for me to walk. So he needed to push that needle all the way up in there, and that shit hurt like hell. Okay. But anyways, like I said, they do have good medical over here. If I needed I probably do need some brain surgery. I mean, if you guys have listened to any of my videos, I probably do need some brain surgery. But anyways, if I needed something like a kidney transplant or something like that, hell, I would fly back to the United States. But I mean, other than that, like I said, I've had 2 major surgeries. My doctor's hella cool. The people that work there are nice. Everybody speaks English. The place is spotless. They have their own ambulance. I have not one complaint about that doctor's office, man. They're hella cool people. And like I said, if you're scared of coming over here because of any kind of medical condition, obviously, if you're on dialysis or something like that, I would just stay in the USA. But other than that, like I said, I'm seldom sick over here. Okay, I take vitamins. I can't even remember last time I had a cold or a flu or whatever. Okay, I have another doctor that I use. Okay, for colds and flus, because this doctor is mostly for surgeries and the thing he did, or I think it's an orthopedic surgeon. Something you can see on the sign. It's orthopedic, a lot of bone stuff, breaking bones and all the rest. Anyways, but like I said, you guys don't have to pay those high-ass insurance, man. Some of you people are paying, you figure $500 a month in insurance and medical insurance, and then you still got to pay your co-pays and your deductibles and all the rest of that kind of crap, and then you got to go to those damn waiting rooms forever. Like I said, I was in there in no time. I was out of there in no time. And for $98, like I said, even if you count all the medical I've had done over here, I guarantee it's cheaper than what most of you people have paid in insurance. Okay? So, like I said, Cambodia is a third world country. but they got some first world doctors over here because, like I said, I have no complaints at all about that doctor's office. And I'm going to send him this video when I'm done with it. Okay, really cool guy. Like I said, I can't say enough about that staff over there, man. Really, really nice people. So anyways, all right, if you guys, like I said, $98. And I'm putting these things on my feet right here. I got a little deal that, wrap around the bottom of my heel to kind of help the pain a little bit. But anyways, like I said, $98, man. You guys can't beat that shit. You can't beat that. Okay? So, my solar light, that's why it kind of went dark there for a second. My solar light went out. It needs to be charged. I haven't charged my solar light that I use for my YouTube videos in a while. So, all right, I'm going to let you guys go, man. Like I said, I don't want to say it, so you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to say it. All right, man. Thank you guys for watching my video, man. Like I said, you guys move to Cambodia, man. Okay? In the USA, man, I'd just be some old middle-class old white guy standing out there telling the kids not to play on his damn lawn. But over here, man, over here, I'm not like rich, but I'm doing good over here, man. I'm doing good compared to a lot of people over here, man. So you guys, thank you for watching my videos, and use that finger if you want, and do what you need to do. All right, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Bye.